I've been doing inductive Hebrew grammars in the Psalms, and on this video, we'll be doing Psalm 13, looking at the Hebrew grammar and also a brief interpretation of this wonderful, wonderful psalm, which really is about hope. And looking at some of the vocabulary, we have ana, which means how long. Netzach, Netzer, meaning everlasting or forever. And then we have Yagon, which means sorrow or grief. Actually, it's Netzah, everlasting. Yagon, sorrow or grief. Then we have Or, to light. Yashan, to sleep. Gil, to rejoice. Mot, to move. Gil, again, Gil meaning rejoice. Gamal, to deal in a bountiful way. I'd like to look at the psalm phrase by phrase, looking at the grammar. It is interesting that according to Cohen in the Sonsino series on Psalms on page 31, he makes a comment that both Rashi and Kimki, medieval Jewish commentators, understand the psalm to refer to Israel suffering and her oppression under what was going on by her neighbors. He then goes on to take it as a personal suffering of David. I personally would follow that thinking, that I believe it's more personal and that David is talking about his suffering, perhaps under the time of Saul and what was going on. So we begin, Lamnatseach Mizmor LeDavid. For the leader, a song or a psalm belonging to David. Notice Menatseach is from Natsach, to be preeminent. We have a participle, a PL participle. Notice the mem prefix, the shava, followed by the pathak, and the doubling of the tsate, emphasizing a PL. So for the leader, a psalm of David. And then it begins, Ad Ana Adonai, Tishbacheni, or Tishbacheni, Netzach, Ad Ana Tastir et Panecha Mimeni. How long, O Lord, will you hide from me forever? Or will you not hide, will you forget me forever? How long? Ad ana taster. Now we have hide. How long will you cause to hide et panecha mimeni, your face from me? Notice we have how long until how long, literally. O Lord, will you forget me? Notice shakach, shachach means to forget. It is a cow imperfect second masculine singular from shachach with the pronominal suffix first person singular in the ani. So how long will you forget me? Netzach, forever. In other words, will you forget me forever? So the psalmist is struggling with feeling down and feeling in despair, though the Lord has forgotten him. And then he goes on, how long, tastir, will you hide your face from me? Notice, ad ana tastir et panecha mimeni. Notice tastir is from satar, to hide, It is a Hifil imperfect, the second masculine singular from satar. Notice the Hifil is given away by a pathak under the tav, followed by the hirik yod, or the AI vowel pattern, giving it away as a Hifil. So how long will you cause to hide your face from me? And then it's repeated again, ad ana ashit etzot ben nafshi yagon bilvavi yomam ad ana yarum or yavi alai. How long shall I take counsel with my soul? Again, we have that question in ad ana. Ashit is a cow imperfect, first common singular from sheet. So how long will I place counsel in my soul? Eitzot, meaning counsel. And notice benafshi means in my soul. Nefesh is in construct with the hirik yod here, first common singular pronominal suffix. So how long shall I place counsel in my soul? Yagon bilvavi yomam, with sorrow, having sorrow in my heart by day. Yagon means sorrow, and notice in my heart, bilvavi yomam. Gives an adverbial sense to yom, by day. So how long will I have sorrow in my heart by day? Ad ana yarum or yavi alai. How long, O Lord, shall the one who is my enemy arise against me? Notice rum is the verb here, and it is a cow imperfect, third masculine singular from rum. How long will my enemy, notice oyavi is from oyev, and here it's a cow participle, masculine singular, with the pronominal suffix in the hirik yod. So how long will my enemy arise against me? So it's what he's really saying is, I feel very discouraged. How long is this condition going to go on? And my enemy seems to be arising against me continually. And we can all identify with this, even in a lot of ways. Just the nature of living and some of the stresses of life, stresses of sickness, of growing older, and some of the problems for those that are older, the younger people struggling with trying to make ends meet at times, and so forth. It seems like, and then there can be very hurtful things happen. People can be very hurtful to other people. So how long shall my enemy be exalted against me? And he no doubt is thinking, if we read it as David and Saul, of what's going on during the time of Saul. Then it goes on in verse 4. Habita aneni Adonai Elohai ha'ira enai pen ishan hamavet. That is, look, answer me, O Lord my God. Notice habita is from nabat, to look. It's got a hey prefix followed by a pathak and a hirik yod. So we're looking at a hifil, and it's an imperative here, masculine singular. So look and answer me. Notice aneni is from the root ana, to answer, and it's followed by the pronominal suffix in the e. The noon being like a hinge here to take us to the Hidduch Yod. So it's a Kal, as we said, imperative, masculine, singular. So answer me, O Lord my God. Ha'ira enai pen ishan hamavet. That is, give light to my eyes, lest I sleep. And the understanding here is the sleep of death. In other words, enlighten me, help me, lift up my eyes. And notice, ir here is from or, ha'ira is from or. It is the Hifil imperative, masculine singular from or. So lighten or give light to my eyes, lest I sleep. And then we can supply the sleep of death. Literally, lest I sleep the death. And I think we can supply the sleep of death. Notice Ishan is your Kal imperfect first common singular from Yashan, to sleep. And then verse 5, Penyomar Oyavi Yechalativ Sarai Yagilu Ki Emot. Lest my enemy shall say, I have prevailed. Notice we have Yomar is your Kal imperfect, third masculine singular from Amar. And Oyavi again is another participial form, Kal participle from Oyev, meaning enemy, with the pronominal suffix, first person singular. And then Yechalati is the Kal perfect, Kal perfect, first person singular with the Vav, the pronominal suffix, third masculine singular. So lest my enemy, lest he prevail against me. Notice, or lest my enemy should say, I'm sorry, I have prevailed, from Yachal. So it's a Kal perfect, first common singular with the T suffix, showing that we're looking at a first person singular here, and the Vav is the pronominal suffix onto that stem. So Yechaltiv, lest my enemy should say, I have prevailed, or I have prevailed against him, would probably be the best way to render this. And then we go on to the next phrase, Sarai Yagilu Ki Emot. Lest my adversaries, they rejoice when I am moved. Notice Sarah means adversaries, and Yagilu is from Gil, to rejoice. It's a Kal imperfect, third common plural from Gil. Lest my adversaries shall rejoice when I am moved. Notice emot is from the root mot, to be moved. And here we have a segol followed by a dogish forte in the mem, showing that we're looking at a nifal stem, a nifal imperfect first person singular from mot. So lest, excuse me with my cough, lest my enemies rejoice when I be moved, or when I shall be shaken. So in other words, there is this constant request that the Lord would hear his prayer and rescue him, lest his enemies make mockery of what's going on. Then we have the hope that he has now in the Lord's deliverance. Notice he says in verse 6, Va'ani bechastacha v'tachti. But as for me, in your loyal love, I do trust, or I trust. Notice the personal pronoun putting emphasis upon the verbal form, v'tachti. And so in your covenant loyalty, I trust. Batach is your cow perfect first common singular from batach, lest I trust. And then let my heart rejoice. This is from Gil, to rejoice, to Kal Jasib, third masculine singular from Gil. Let my heart rejoice in your salvation, Yeshuatecha. And then he concludes, I will sing to the Lord, for he has dealt bountifully with me. Notice Ashirah is from shir, to sing. It's a cow cohortative here. We could translate it, let me sing to the Lord, first person singular. For he has dealt bountifully with me. Gamal is just your cow perfect third masculine singular. So what we see here is hope revived. So often one can be in despair, but the good news is the Lord is the source of our deliverance. And I love this great psalm. It's interesting that Luther makes an interesting statement, and this also is found on page 31 of the Psalms in the Somsino series. Hope despairs, and yet despair hopes. What a beautiful thought. So even in the midst of despair, we can hope and know that the Lord is the source of our deliverance, of our salvation. And I'm reminded in New Testament theology and thought where Paul in 2 Timothy said, everybody has left me. Only Luke is with me, but the Lord stood with me. And what a beautiful conclusion Paul makes that I think would parallel in New Testament writings this thought here.